welcome. Ray Chrisman here from R.L. Chrisman Metalworks. Wanted to show you a quick tip today. If you're like me and you've got a four-way tool post instead of a quick change tool post, you're always trying to find the right amount of shims to get your tool bit where you need it, to get it centered on your work. And you just kind of look around for whatever you might have to try to get you close. Well, it never ends up exactly right. You're either high or you're low. Just never quite works out. Anyway, also if you're like me, you have a certain size tool bit that you use more often than not. Personally, I like the 3/8 high-speed steel tool bits. I do have others that I use, but for the most part, I use a 3/8 tool bit. And I got tired of trying to find things that got me close. I wanted to be right on center. So what I did was I made some shims. If you've got a mill or access to a mill, it's fairly easy to do this. I made some shims that are exactly the right size to get me right on center. Let me show you how I went about this. Okay, the first thing I did was move my carriage over close to the tailstock. Put a dead center in tailstock. Tighten the tailstock down. What I need to know is what the difference in height is from the top of this tool to the point on that dead center. Normally when I sharpen my tools, I don't sharpen them with a chip breaker in them, so they're always going to be the same size, a 3/8 tool bit. I go right to the top of it since I don't cut a chip breaker in it. So what I did, so I moved the tailstock over here, put a dead center in, moved the carriage over, and then I just got a quick measurement from the top of that tool to the point on that dead center. I don't know if this will show up on the camera or not, but what I came up with was 315 thousandths. That's the distance from the top of that tool to the point on that dead center. So what I need is a shim that's 315 thousandths thick. Like I said, that's for the tool, cutting tool that I use most often. So that's the one I'm going to make first. I do have other tool bits that I use that are, some of them are 1/2 inch, I have some that are 1/4 inch. But 90% of the time, I use a 3/8 inch tool bit. So that's the first shim that I want to make. So, now that I know what size I need, 315 thousandths, I just found me a piece of stock that was close to that thickness, a little bit over. And I went over to the mill and I milled me out a couple of shims that were 315 thousandths thick. As you can see here, my mill's a mess right now. Chips all over the place. But anyway, let's go back over here. I want to see if I can show you how this works. Okay, like I said, I went ahead and made a couple of these shims while I was at it so that I could have two tool bits set on my tool post all the time. The two that I use the most often, which is a left-hand cutting tool and a right-hand cutting tool. If I need to use something else, like a thread cutting tool, I can pull one of these out, put the other one in. Anyway, see, I've got the shim here, tool bit there, and then it's just a simple matter of tightening it down, and I know it's going to put me on center. Because I've already measured what I need. Instead of guessing and trying to find a bunch of shims that'll get me close, I know this will put me right there. And I made a couple of them, like I said. Here's my left hand. Actually, this is the right hand, this is the left hand. But anyway, here's my other cutting tool. So it's a simple matter of putting that one in. And I know that both of these tools are on the right height. So now I have two tools that are set up most of the time, and that I can put in here fairly quickly if I change them out. And be on center. I don't have to guess. It's not as good as a quick change tool post, but almost. Let me show you how well this works. I don't know if that camera will actually zoom in on that, but let's take a quick look here and see. Let's see what we can do here. As you can see, that put me right on center height. I don't have a nub left on the center of that after I faced off that piece of aluminum. So anyway, I'm Ray Chrisman with R.L. Chrisman Metalworks. That's your quick tip of the day. Happy machining.